Hey, what's happening? It's your girl Pika. It is Friday night over here in Singapore, the 24th. It is Black Friday, the end of Black Friday over here. I know y'all are just starting the madness, so hopefully y'all are being safe, being smart, really decide if you want all that stuff. The one thing I couldn't stand is everybody wait till Black Friday to start shopping, right? But a lot of times by the time you get to wherever you want to be, unless of course you camped out overnight, which I really hope you didn't, whatever's left over is whatever's left over, and that's not the kind of stuff you want to be giving people either. You don't want the last of, the bottom of the barrel, like the best of the bottom of the barrel. That's not what I want. Anyway, so that's just me. I start buying Christmas presents in October. I guess I'm strange that way. Anyway, so off the topic, from Thanksgiving, from Black Friday, from all of the madness that is this weekend, I'm hoping y'all having a great time with your family. I'm hoping you had some really, really good food. I'm hoping you're being smart when you travel, wherever you're traveling to this weekend. Today was a very emotional day for me because it was the kindergarten graduation for my daughter, and it kind of hit me. I mean, it does every so often, but it really hit me today. She's never going to be this young again. She's going to keep on growing. She's going to get smarter, stronger, more beautiful, more intelligent, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. Nor is there anything I want to do, obviously, but I don't know. One day she's not going to want me around. She's not going to want me around. She's not going to want me to hug on her and be crazy and do embarrassing stuff together. She's going to turn into a teenager at some point. I don't know if I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy what I have at the moment. It's been an amazing 6 years. This year has been eye-opening, to say the least. And you know what? We've both come through it with no problems, no scars, no real pain to show for it. It's been difficult, but we're okay. And I'm proud of us. I'm proud of the kind of people we are. She looked so grown up on that stage today, and she practiced her heart out, and it paid off today because that performance was beautiful. I was so impressed. And to see her jumping up on stage when she saw me from the crowd, that was really sweet too. I was really excited about that. So yeah, kudos to her and her class. It was a class of 9 kids, and she did me proud. She really did. All right, so on to, more information today. Obviously I dropped her off at middle of the day today, almost 11 o'clock today. Then it took us a little bit of time to get all the way up to Woodlands and meet her up there. We had lunch, me and my sister-in-law, and then made our way to the auditorium, sat down, enjoyed the whole performance, came back in the rain. We picked up dinner from the mall before we came home. And we just kind of, we enjoyed our time at home together. I was doing a little bit of work. We had a movie. We watched Sister Act 2. I have a thing for movies about music and dancing, and she's kind of developed that same thing with me. So she really enjoyed the movie. She really enjoyed the music. She went to sleep singing some of the songs. She went to sleep singing Joyful, Joyful, absolutely. Absolutely enjoyed it. It was really, really fun. But I was reflecting over the day, and I realized that the biggest thing that I took away from today was a concept that I finally really understood from Abraham Hicks. So obviously I talk about the law of attraction a lot. I talk about co-creating, I talk about source energy, and all this stuff I've learned from various sources, including Abraham Hicks. Now, every so often I do listen to their whatever the clips are on YouTube, and as I go along, there will be certain clips that happen to pop up. You know how they kind of try to predetermine what you might and might not be interested in on YouTube. So some of them pop up, and one of them popped up today, and as I was listening, what I realized was I've been doing it wrong. In some cases, I'm able to manifest, and there's no problem with it. It comes very easily, and it kind of throws me off guard when it comes to pass, whatever I've dreamt of. And then sometimes when I really, really want something, it doesn't. And basically what was happening in this episode that I was listening to was this gentleman was talking about, how when it's not important to him, it's easy to manifest. You kind of think about it, you focus on it for a couple seconds, focus on how it would feel to get whatever it is you're looking for, and then you change the subject and you do something else. And I find that when I do that, yes, I'm able to manifest certain things. But when it comes to relationships or situations where I'm emotionally vested and I really need a good outcome because I'm worried about something, I'm upset about something, I've been hurt by something, whatever it is. When I'm really invested, it doesn't come to pass and I get pissed off. And then I wonder, well, is it working for me or is it not working for me? Am I dreaming all this up? So I tend to doubt myself. And what I realized was the creation portion of this, the way I was doing it is right. I am right. You decide what you want. You focus on how it would feel to receive what you want. And then you change the subject and do something else. That part is right. That's how it works. But when you're emotionally invested in something, it's hard to turn off and change the channel. It's difficult. It's up till now, it has eluded me because I want to sit there and contemplate my situation. I want to stew about it. I want to obsess about it. I want to research it. I want to go on a rampage, basically. And I don't know how to stop it. Yes, I've tried changing the subject, but what I find is I will pick another task, start doing the other task, and about halfway through or half an hour into it, I will stop, go to the bathroom or stretch my legs or do something, just to take a break, and suddenly that obsessive thought will come back. And then I'm off on a rampage again. It's really hard. I don't know why. It's very hard for me and I don't like it, but I suddenly understood that yes, I need to change the channel. Abraham Hicks has a very, very important point here. I'm doing it right when it's something that is not super important to me because I'm able to change the channel and let it happen. But when it's something I'm super invested in, something that's close to my heart, something that I want more than anything else, I can't seem to think about anything else but that. And that is the problem, because when you obsess, you go back and forth between you want it, you don't want it. You deserve it, you don't deserve it. It's for you, it's not for you. You want it, you hate it. You love it, it goes on and on. It's like a stupid roller coaster. It's more like a loop-de-loop. You just keep going around and around in circles. But when you do that, you're not allowing the universe to bring you what you asked for, because you're asking for many different things consecutively. Understanding it is one thing. I thought I understood it before, but I really understand it now. But the next thing is to put it into practice. And I don't know if I could do it, but I'm going to try. So for me, I've realized that when I take on new projects, I'm not talking about, putting up old tasks and doing those to pass the time. I'm talking about picking up new projects. So where I'm obsessed about, let's say, a relationship, right? And I'm worried about it. I want it to happen so badly. I want it to be this particular way. Obviously, you can't make too many specifics. The universe can't grant it that way. It will do its best. It will bring it to you, but it will do it its own way. Obviously, because they can see all the infinite possibilities and you can only see your way. So let's say I'm obsessing about a relationship and I'm at work. And the only thing I can do to take my mind off of it is to throw myself into whatever tasks I have. But that also means there's a lot of mindless work, data entry, which means my mind is going to run rampant regardless. I can do data entry in my sleep. I remember when I was pregnant with my daughter, I was watching bones in one corner of the screen and entering data for an SAP launch, basically, for a go live. So I was feeding the database with all of the data that it needed to be able to run SAP correctly. And I was doing it while watching bones in the corner of my screen, listening to, medical terminology and all kinds of stuff. Okay, so if I'm able to do that at that point, watch a movie, binge watch a series actually while I'm doing data entry, can you imagine what would happen if it was mindless work and I'm obsessed about a particular problem? I can still obsess while I'm doing the mindless work, which is bad. It's bad news. I've tried music. Music does work, but it depends on the kind of music. I can't do sappy music if I'm worried about a relationship. It's just like if I'm mad at somebody, I can't do angry music because it's going to feed my anger. But I do know that if I'm going to get over a particular feeling, I have to binge on that feeling until it goes away. I do know that. It's just difficult when you're trying to create something, co-create something. So for me, it has to be something brand new. Well, I don't have that luxury while I'm at work, so I'm going to have to figure out some other solution while I'm at work. But at home, I can dive into something completely different. Now, my daughter's getting ready to go into primary 1, and I happen to work at a tuition center, so I know the kind of work she's about to walk into. And I'm telling you, from a U.S. parent perspective, the kind of math work they do in primary 1 We don't touch until the fourth grade. So I'm a little worried. So my new project is actually going to be my daughter. I'm going to see if I can't get my hands on some practice booklets and some other stuff and make sure she's ready. I have about a month. I'm going to make sure she's ready to take on primary one, so that she doesn't feel like she's stupid, so she doesn't feel like she's behind by any means. And I know that, the first 6 months are going to go easy on them anyway because everyone's transitioning, right? But still, I'm turning into a Kiasu parent, and I kind of want her to excel. I kind of want her to be at the top of her class. So if that's going to happen, I kind of need to push her. So we'll see what I can do. The other thing is, I used to love actually creating, being artsy and crafty and whatever else, and actually creating stuff. I kind of want to start using my sewing machine once again. So that will be another project. Now, I say all these things because I know I'm trying to take my mind off of particular problems, and I'm hoping that they do just that, and that I'm able to do all that I'm saying. This year has been all about action. It's been all about focus. It's been all about doing more than I'm saying, because I've had years and years of dreaming and saying I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and I haven't done anything. So this year, yeah, all that's changing, and I'm actually doing. You can physically see it. So as I'm doing, I want to make sure that I'm creating or co-creating in the correct manner all the things that I do want, instead of extra problems that I don't want. Now, I just recently got off a phone call with one of my boys in the UK, and he was going through some stuff, and we were talking, and I was like, you know what? We need to talk more about what your dreams are, what you want, like you really want. And he was telling me, he wants this, that, and the other. He wants it in a couple of years. And I'm thinking, I wonder what's stopping him from starting it now. I wonder what the difference would be if he could just, why don't you just start it now? But I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to, freak him out and be like, well, what's the problem? Why are you waiting? But it got me to thinking about the episode I heard earlier by Abraham Hicks, and what they were saying about co-creation and how it actually works. You have to let it go at some point. You can't focus on it the whole time. You have to focus on it, a minimum of 17 seconds in order to start the manifestation process. And then after that, you have to let it go. 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 You have to walk away from it. There was a particular friendship I've been having a little bit of trouble with. And as much as I want this friendship to work, because I think we can feed each other to the point that both of us would succeed in our individual businesses. I think it's a brilliant partnership. I think this person has exactly what I need as far as inspiration artistically, and I think I have exactly what they need as far as business acumen, logically what they need to be worried about. I'm like, it's funny, right? I'm the female. I've got the logic and they've got the art. It's really hilarious. But anyway, I think we'd be a great partnership. But for the moment, he's going through some other stuff. So as much as I want it to work, as much as I'm in a go mode for my own business, I can't force anybody else to be ready to work on their end either. They've got to be ready when they're ready. They got to tell me when they're ready, and then I need to be ready with all my ideas. Yeah, there was a lot of readies. I'm sorry. Yeah, so as much as I want it to work, I can't push it any further than they're ready to go. Does that make sense? So instead of obsessing about it, I need to let it go. I need to walk away. And every time that I've focused back on my own work, they pop back up and they're ready to work. It's hilarious. It's like when I'm ready to work and I chase them, they're not ready. But when I walk away, they're ready. It's uncanny, irritating, but it works. A lot of times it works with kids too. It's very easy with kids. When you ignore them is when they want your attention, when they want you to do something, when they want, they want to be a part of your field of vision. They will do everything they can to get in your field of vision, and then when you want them to do something, they'll pretend that they don't hear you. They'll pretend like it's like Charlie Brown's teacher, wah wah wah, the whole time. It's just really odd that way. But I'm noticing these things more and more now. So that's why I wanted to talk to you about Abraham Hicks today. I don't know how many of you realize that the secret really is real. I don't know how many of you believe in that stuff. I know my brother doesn't, and that's cool. I mean, that's on him. That's totally perfectly fine. It's really up to him. But for me, I do believe. I do believe because I've seen it in action, and I'm trying to understand it a little bit better. I'm trying to detach myself. Like, okay, my biggest problem with this whole law of attraction thing for the longest time was I don't know how to be detached. As a Pisces, I feel everything. I am very easily attached to people. It may be my background as well. It was just, there was no permanence in my life. There is no home. There's no concept of home. So for me, when I vibe with someone, when I get to know people and they are on the same wavelength as I am, and we fall into a routine, I get attached to you. And it's no fault of your own. That's mine. That's my fault entirely. I get attached. I start to expect. And when I expect, it becomes a problem. So when I found out about the law of attraction, they say, expectation basically is the root of all evil. And you can't expect. You can dream. You can visualize. You can feel what you want to feel as far as, end results or whatever. But you cannot expect it to happen the way you want to happen. There are so many more possibilities than you could even imagine. You need to be a little more detached. And being detached is where I have trouble. I don't know how to be detached. For a long time, my argument was, being detached, doesn't that mean that I don't care as much? Because if I was attached, I would care. And if I care, then I would show it. I would get upset. I would get jealous. I would show my temper when I'm angry. Like, I would show you my emotions. But as I get older, what I'm finding out is, it is a choice for me to show you my reaction to you. What is the purpose of me showing my reaction to you? If I actually take the time and the effort and the energy to show you that I'm upset with you, what is it that I want you to do? It's like I'm forcing you to react in a certain way. Now that can go one of two ways. Like, if I show you I'm angry with you, either you fall over and you're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry, and you beg for my forgiveness. Or flip side, and more often than not, you show me you're mad at me. Like, how dare you be mad at me? And that happens too. So what I'm realizing is, okay, I need to be detached. How do I be detached? I don't know yet. I'm still working on that. But to be detached means I don't get affected by everyone. Being detached, I'm realizing, means that I have found a way to be happy and content and joyful on my own. That nothing outside of me affects that. Okay, I'm telling you right now, it's a work in progress because I do get affected. I'm trying really hard not to show anybody, though. I'm really good at not showing my emotions. I've kind of shut all of that down. I don't even know how to get excited anymore. Yeah, it's that bad. Which is where my daughter comes in. Seeing her go through life for the first time reminds me that, there's so many things I still haven't done, and I should be excited and joyful and show all these, emotions as a gut reaction, not like something that's been practiced, rehearsed, scripted almost. So it's a big change for me. But as far as being detached goes, I totally understand why now. It makes a lot more sense. I need to be whole on my own. And I'm learning that slowly. I know that there are certain things that I would do if there was no one around and no one watching and nowhere I had to be. There are certain things that I would do that would make me happy. Mostly has to do with food and music. I do love to work. I am a workaholic. I don't mind working at all. I love movies. I love to dance. There's a lot of things that I know how to do to make me happy. Anything that I can find to do on my own without any outside input, as far as like other people, that would make me happy. I would love to go lay outside in the sun and read a book. That would make me happy. I would be content with that. I would love to sit on my computer and I used to play solitaire with music in the background for hours, and that would make me happy. I love to sing out loud, sometimes off key, but I love to sing out loud. And like I said, I know what makes me happy. I don't always know how to apply it. I don't always remember that I am happy on my own. And in that regard, yes, I understand detachment. But sometimes I still feel like I need to show you that I react as well. I need to show you that, things you do hurt me, or you won't realize that you're hurting me. Sometimes I do show my emotions in order to teach you that this is not acceptable to me. Because if I remain detached forever, it means I'm allowing your behavior if your behavior is not helpful, if your behavior is harmful. So in that regard, when my daughter does something that's rude, like back talk, she does that a lot lately, or show her temper when there's a slight change in plans, I need to let her know that's not okay. I need to put my foot down. I need to throw my weight a little bit. And I don't like doing it, but if I don't teach her now, it's going to be harder later when it's become a habit already. You know what I mean? So I kind of need to nip it in the bud. With all of my relationships, is a lot like that as well. I need to make sure that whatever's going on, I need to let you know whether I'm okay with it or not. Obviously, the first response would be, okay, maybe this is, a freak situation and it's not always going to happen like this. But the second time, third time, yeah, I need to let you know. It's not okay no more. So yeah, back to Abraham Hicks. I understand what it means to co-create. I understand what it means when they say, when you're close to a situation, you have to switch gears. You manifest, you set the intention, you focus on your end result, and then you have to let go. You have to switch gears. You cannot stay on that same subject, because inevitably you will change your mind, you'll go back and forth, and that will basically screw up the order you put in initially with the universe. So I understand that more clearly now. I understand that being detached doesn't mean that I care any less. It just means that I know I am whole on my own, and nothing, like, my happiness does not depend on anybody else. I know where to go to fill me. I don't need you to fill me. I don't need them to fill me. I don't need her to fill me. I don't need him to fill me. I don't need any of that. I know where to go to fill me. I know what to do to make me happy. And yes, in a way that's selfish, but I think it's necessary. It's almost like, when you muster up the courage to say no to somebody because they keep asking for the same stuff, it's okay to say no. You got to protect you. No one else is going to protect you. If you don't protect you, if you don't put a lid or a cap, a ceiling on how much you give, people tend to just continue taking. And they don't care what it costs you. They don't care what kind of situation they put you in. They don't care if you've gotten any rest. They just want. So yeah, it's important. It's important that you know how to fill yourself back up. It's important that you know when someone's taking too much. It's important for you to be able to say no without feeling badly, without the guilt, without having to explain yourself. It's okay. So, if you have any questions, let me know. I don't know all the answers, but I would damn sure find out. And if nothing else, I will learn something new. So if you have any questions, comments, guidance for me, I would love to hear it. Yeah, like I said, I've heard of The Secret and everything, but I didn't sit down and watch the movie until this year, in the last 4 months. Okay, so this is brand new to me. It's an interesting concept. It's very brand new, and there's a lot of spiritual awakening going on. There's a lot of things I'm starting learning about myself. So it's quite interesting, and I'm enjoying it. And yes, it's something I believe in at the moment, and hopefully I will continue to believe in it. But like most things change. So I'm not sure. We'll see. But I'm trying to be a better person using this concept. So anyway, I have ranted long enough. I need to get to bed because I do have work tomorrow. And I hope you all have a safe end to your Black Friday. I know the next big thing is Cyber Monday, so y'all take care. Be careful. Plan well. Don't overextend yourselves, financially with all this stuff going on. And I'll catch you tomorrow, okay? Thanks so much. Bye.